Chapter 1. The Mysterious Invitation. Deep inside Castle Trump, in a grand candlelit library, young Baron Trump explored the towering bookshelves. The air smelled of old parchment and wax. One evening, as he reached for a book, his hand brushed against something strange, a worn, leather-bound manuscript hidden among the tomes. Its cover bore a symbol he didn't recognize. Curious, he opened it. The pages were filled with ancient writing and cryptic symbols, yet somehow he understood them. The words spoke of a hidden world beneath the earth, a place where time bends and secrets are kept. Then he read something that made his pulse quicken. He who bears the name of Trump shall walk between ages. His fate is written in fire and stone. The storm will break, and the tower shall rise. Baron's hands trembled. Who wrote this? How did they know his name? The book felt as if it had been waiting for him, or maybe for another Trump in the distant future. Chapter 2. The Journey Begins. Before dawn, Baron packed his journal, a pocket watch, and a sturdy cloak. Beside him, Bulger sat quietly, his keen eyes watching as if he understood this was no ordinary journey. As he stepped through the castle gates, the wind whispered through the stone walls. He turned back for one last look. Above the entrance, an inscription caught his eye. The storm shall break, and the tower shall rise. Baron's breath caught in his throat. Had those words always been there? He turned away and walked into the mist. The unknown awaited. Chapter 3. The Hidden Passage. Baron's journey led him far from familiar roads. Days passed before he reached a secluded valley, untouched by time. The air here was strange, silent, yet heavy with something unseen. At the heart of the valley, hidden beneath ancient roots, he found it. A dark entrance, a cave, its walls marked with the same symbols from the manuscript. He hesitated only a moment before lighting a torch and stepping inside. The deeper he went, the heavier the air became, as though he was moving through something thicker than space itself. The walls, once rough stone, grew smooth, shaped not by nature, but by something ancient. At the cavern's end, a doorway stood before him. Massive, carved from a single slab of rock, a message glowed faintly across its surface. The door opens when dawn returns. Baron's breath caught. Who or what was dawn? Chapter 4. The World Below. Beyond the doorway lay a hidden world, untouched by time. Towering crystals pulsed with an otherworldly glow. Rivers shimmered like liquid silver, winding through the ruins of an ancient city, lost to history. Baron moved carefully, his torch flickering against the stone. Then he saw something that made him stop. A pillar standing alone among the ruins. Etched into its surface was a crest he knew all too well. The Trump family emblem. His heartbeat thundered in his chest. Had his ancestors been here before? Chapter 5. The Mysterious Beings. Baron wasn't alone. From the shadows, tall figures emerged, their faces hidden beneath dark hoods. Their eyes glowed with an unnatural light, reflecting something ancient, something knowing. They didn't attack. Instead, they watched him, studying him. One stepped forward and spoke, his voice echoing like a distant storm. The tower builder has arrived. Baron's throat tightened. The storm will break, and dawn will return. Then, a vision flooded his mind. A golden tower rising above the world. A great leader standing before the masses. A red and white banner billowing in the wind. Then, darkness. The hooded figure's voice echoed once more. The cycle begins again. Chapter 6. The Lost Prophecy. The beings led Baron through ancient corridors, deeper into the underground world. At the end of the path, they stopped before a sealed chamber. Inside, resting upon an altar of stone, was a book. Baron stepped forward, brushing the dust from its cover. The title sent a shiver through him. The Last Trump Shall Sound. His hands trembled. This was not just an adventure, this was a prophecy. Chapter 7: Return and Revelation. Baron knew he couldn't stay. He had seen too much. Retracing his steps, he climbed back toward the surface, his mind racing with questions. When he finally emerged into the daylight, the air felt different. It was still and unnaturally so. He turned back to look at the cave entrance, but it was gone. No trace of it remained. But then, at his feet, a message had been carved into the stone. Dawn will return when the storm breaks. The wind howled through the valley. Baron's heart pounded. Somewhere, sometime, the path would open again. And when it did, history would be rewritten.